Well, hello everyone, welcome back guys. Hope you all are doing well. First of all, wish you all a very happy new year and I wish you all the best for the coming challenges. So in today's lab, we are going to see the lab number 7 from HTTP Request Smuggling vulnerability module. And in today's lab, we are going to exploit HTTP Request Smuggling to deliver the reflected XSS. This is interesting. So you see how you can chain the vulnerabilities to achieve the goal. Fine. So the lab description is saying this lab involves a front-end and back-end server, and the front-end server does not support chunk encoding. That means it's using or interpreting or supporting the content length. The application is also vulnerable to reflected XSS via the user agent header. Good. To solve the lab, we need to smuggle a request to the backend server that causes the next user's request to receive a response containing XSS exploit that executes alert 1. Okay, so that means application here, they are saying application is also vulnerable to reflected XSS. So first of all, we need to check which part of the application is basically vulnerable to reflected XSS. Let's see here, there is no search field. So I'm just going to the first block, and here you can see there are comments too. This is the comment section. Basically, I'm not looking for the stored XSS, because if we here post a comment and after successfully posting a comment with a XSS payload, after successfully storing or saving this comment, once I visit this blog post again, and once all the comments are being loaded, so my malicious payload also loaded within the comment and the alert will be popped up. But I'm looking for the reflected XSS because here there is no field which reflect my data without storing it. So let's see, I'm just going to view the page source, and let's see, in the page source, yeah, you can see here, this is the form basically where you can post the comment. This is the form for posting the comment, and here the second input field is basically hidden, and that is a user agent field. And the lab is also saying that the reflected XSS vulnerability exists in the user agent header. So I think this is something interesting which I need to see. Okay, this one. So I'm already on this page which I already loaded, so I'm going back to the burp suite. So this is the request. I'm going to send this request to the repeater, and here let's just send the request again. Fine. So in the response, I need to check the input fields. Okay, here is the form. This is the form to post a comment, and you can see the second input field is hidden and it contains the user agent. So I want to see whether this user agent is related to this specific HTTP request header or for something else. But what I can see here, the value of the user agent is same. So it is a strong indication. Okay, I'm just going to change this value to, let's say, cybersec, oh come on, radar. Okay, and send the request. If I send the request, I should see the same content here in the second input field. Okay, so it's here and you can see it's reflected. Although if I try to see this response in the browser, I will not see anything on the browser. So if I just paste that, hit enter, you can see the page is loaded successfully without any sign of XSS, because it's in the user agent which is loaded with the page, but you cannot see cybersec radar here anywhere in the content. But what if I try to just pass a very basic payload for the XSS? say alert XSS, and I'm gonna close the script tag. Fine, let's just send this, and back here to the input field. Fine, so you can see this is the input field, it's closed here, and the script tag starts from here, and it seems perfectly fine. I'm just going to show this response in the browser, so copy that and back here again, paste that, hit enter, and you can see the script is executed and the XSS, reflected XSS, is being shown. Fine, so we successfully found the XSS vulnerability. Now we need to check the HTTP smuggling vulnerability, and for that purpose let's go to the home page, and I'm going to take this request, web root request, and send it to the repeater. Go to the repeater. First thing first, I'm just going to change the request attribute where I change HTTP protocol version, and the second thing I would like to change is update content length. Turn off the update content length. Okay, now I'm going to change the request method from get to post, because I will send some data in the body which I cannot with the get request. And the second thing, I don't need all of these. Okay, I would like to add here transfer encoding, and the value of it is chunked. Fine. Let's see, I'm going to test first of all whether the front-end server is interpreting content length or transfer encoding. So for a moment, let's just think that the front-end server is interpreting transfer encoding. So I'm going to put here a chunk size which is 3. Okay, and I'm going to say any data, AAA, and then I'm going to put here an invalid chunk size. Okay, so let's say capital Z, which is invalid hexadecimal interpretation. Okay, I'm just going to take this size, which is 6. So I'm gonna put here 6 as the content length. So what this is going to do, if the front-end server supports transfer encoding, it will see the chunk instead of content length because it's interpreting transfer encoding. So it will see the chunk size and read the chunk data. Then it will go and try to read the second chunk size, but the chunk size is invalid, so it will give us the invalid request. But if it is interpreting content length, so it will go and check this data. Okay, and because it won't be able to see rest of the data, so it will wait and then it will say communication timeout. I'm just going to send the request, and as you can see, it's taking much longer. It's going to give us communication timeout. Fine. So that means the front-end server is interpreting content length. Fine. Okay, now same like the first lab of this vulnerability module, what I'm gonna do here is putting chunk size 0, because the front-end server is not interpreting chunk size 0, so it will go further. And here I'm gonna put one more request with an invalid endpoint, HTTP/1.1, and here I'm gonna put, let's say, content length and these thing, and I'm gonna say fake is equal to data. Fine. So now this is what we have, 9 byte size, so the content length is gonna be 9, and because I want this to read more data, I will put here 2 more bytes, so 11, and then for this content length, I will see again the bytes here. So this is 108. I'm going to put here 108. So I'm going to send the request here. And if I send another request, I should see 404 not found. Any normal request you send after sending this smuggled request, you will see 404 not found because this endpoint does not exist. Okay, so that confirms that there is a CLTE vulnerability, and now we are going to exploit the main vulnerability. We are going to deliver the XSS payload via HTTP request smuggling. And for that purpose, because we know this endpoint is basically vulnerable to reflected XSS, so I'm just going to take this one, and instead of this endpoint, I'm gonna put it here. Second, I need the host. I will take the host header and put it here. Content length I need, content type I need, so it's okay, fine. But user agent I need because this is the vulnerable field here. So I'm going to take it with the payload, and just I'm going to change the payload from XSS to I'm gonna say extend it a bit, XSS delivered via HTTP smuggling. Okay, so that's it. Everything seems good. I'm just going to see the data here, which is 266. I can add here 266. Also, because the vulnerability is CLTE, so in CLTE specifically, you want this complete body section go to the backend server. So that's why this content length must be updated, or you must put here the correct content length. So in that case, you can also enable the update content length section. So even if you put here something wrong, let's say I'm going to put here 260, so it will correct this content length. Okay, but this is specifically you can do for the CLTE vulnerability. So I'm going to send the request here. You can see 200. Okay, now I'm going back here and going to the first post. Okay, it's the lab is solved, but I want to see the exploit delivered to here. Fine, let's just send one more time because I put the wrong content length. Maybe it updated, but it took the first time the wrong content length. So now you can see here the XSS payload is delivered and it is reflected or popped up here. Fine, you can see if I just refresh this page a lot of time, but the payload is not popped up, because for that purpose we need to send this smuggled request once, and once we send the smuggled request, then once we refresh it, it will be delivered. So that's it for this video. I hope you like the content. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and share, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Wish you a very happy new year. Bye.